Fresh tomatoes, put them in the bowl with oil. Add the onions, strong and tasty. On the stove, you let it.
Mocno nieskórowy, wychowany klimatyka. Nowy trój skórza w XXI wieku wita. Ja hejterom daję moc, dla nich mój rap to pożywka. A kolegom to faktu, już powoli pęka żywa. Nie kumają moje jazdy, jestem z innej parafii. Nie wykonuję wiatru w kulu szef syntetycznej mafii. Tworzę fanatyczny odłam, rozpierdalam szufladki. Mam rzeszę wiernych wystawców, oni tą jazdę skumali. Ja pierdolę z rusku i na nią też wykładam lachę. Robię każdy rap jak trzeba i z tego kurwa znasz mnie. Daj mi dowolną pętlę, na dowolne tempo. Nie ma takiego bitu, do którego bym nie sięgnął. Ilu raperów nie nagra to taki beat. Oni boją się opinii o sobie, że robią syr. Jebać ich, daj ten beat i zrobię na nim co chcę. Miękkie pały przez hejterów mają oczy pełne łez. Prawdziwa szkoła, czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica? Skoro tak się kurwa spinasz i tak najważniejsze jest to, o czym napijasz. To prawdziwa szkoła, czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica? Skoro tak się kurwa spinasz i tak najważniejsze jest to, o czym napijasz. Nie, dzisiaj dla odbiorcy najważniejsza jest forma. Ja na przekór daję przekaz. Mocno nieskórowy, wychowany klimatyka. Nowy trój skórza w XXI wieku wita. Ja hejterom daję moc, dla nich mój rap to pożywka. A kolegom to faktu, już powoli pęka żywa. Nie kumają moje jazdy, jestem z innej parafii. Nie wykonuję wiatru w kulu szef syntetycznej mafii. Tworzę fanatyczny odłam, rozpierdalam szufladki. Mam rzeszę wiernych wystawców, oni tą jazdę skumali. Ja pierdolę z rusku i na nią też wykładam lachę. Robię każdy rap jak trzeba i z tego kurwa znasz mnie. Daj mi dowolną pętlę, na dowolne tempo. Nie ma takiego bitu, do którego bym nie sięgnął. Ilu raperów nie nagra to taki beat. Oni boją się opinii o sobie, że robią syr. Jebać ich, daj ten beat i zrobię na nim co chcę. Miękkie pały przez hejterów mają oczy pełne łez. Czym jest mózgu? To prawdziwa szkoła. Czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica? Skoro tak się kurwa spinasz i tak najważniejsze jest to, o czym napijasz. To prawdziwa szkoła. Czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica? Skoro tak się kurwa spinasz i tak najważniejsze jest to, o czym napijasz. Nie, dzisiaj dla odbiorcy najważniejsza jest forma. Ja na przekór daję przekaz, robię im mózgu format. Co do mojej formy, kurwa nie ludzko podkręcam normę. To samotna ucieczka, parę lat przed peletonem. Gdzie jest mózgu? On siedzi mi na ogonie, bo wyprzedziłem wszystkich, którzy chcieli tworzyć nową szkołę. Gdzie jest mózgu? To czekaj, niech sobie przypomnę to pytanie do typa, który studiuje historię. Ja wyróżniam się jak nowa trąba na językach, nowy trusku ziom. Syntetyczna mafia wita, daje tobie kosmos. Teraz latasz na orbitach, wyprzedzam kurwa czas. Nadal nie chcę się zatrzymać, znowu wódka z Red Bullem. Jednym machem spalam szluga, wypuszczam powietrze, tylko tym zostaje w płucach. To moja luta i nie obchodzi mnie, czy skumasz tak jak te kawały, który w twoim audio hula. Czym jest mózgu? To prawdziwa szkoła. Czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica? Skoro tak się kurwa spinasz i tak najważniejsze jest to, o czym napijasz. To prawdziwa szkoła. Czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica? Skoro tak się kurwa spinasz i tak najważniejsze jest to, o czym napijasz. Czym jest mózgu? To prawdziwa szkoła. Czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica? Skoro tak się kurwa spinasz i tak najważniejsze jest to, o czym napijasz. To prawdziwa szkoła. Czym jest mózgu? To szkoła jest nowa, gdzie jest różnica?
the time upon the wall. The clock is telling it all wrong. You got to slow down. You got to slow down. Slow it right off the wall. You got to slow down. My hat is bent. Oh, got a bent hat. Maybe I'll slow down. Straighten it out. And then twist it all around. Then put it down. And I'm bobbling down 124th Street. And I think I'm bobbling to a brighter day. The radio's playing a different kind of music. And the universe is starting to shake. Look at the time, it's 12:30. Going to hell and I'm late for it. But I'll slow down and talk about it. And the world goes round and then comes back down. Now I'm swinging about my every daily business. And I'm pondering out about how it's daily been. And it's easy to feel if you're useless. But it's strange when you tell your friends. So I reloaded my fax machine with some fresh, clean paper. So I can slow down and have a slow time printing it out. Look at the time upon the wall. The clock is telling it all wrong. You got to slow down. You got to slow down. Slow it right off the wall. You got to slow down. My hat is bent. Oh, got a bent hat. Maybe I'll slow down. Straighten it out. And then twist it all around. Then put it down. And I'm bobbling down 124th Street. And I think I'm bobbling to a brighter day. The radio's playing a different kind of music. And the universe is starting to shake. Look at the time, it's 12:30. Going to hell and I'm late for it. But I'll slow down and talk about it. And the world goes round and then comes back down. Now I'm swinging about my every daily business. And I'm pondering out about how it's daily been. And it's easy to feel if you're useless.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to 6EC Winners Finals. This is Poland versus the UK. Absolutely no real surprise, to see these two teams here, these two absolute juggernaut squads. Like, absolutely no surprise to see either of these teams here in Winners Finals. Or obviously Poland, this crazy stacked juggernaut that just seemingly has endless amounts of just great talent. And the UK, I see a squad that has kind of been defined, just by sheer star power. So these two teams are honestly, they are both very, very different. Or obviously, and starting the fact that Poland, obviously because Poland, they generally have, or like, we will generally be seeing, we'll generally be seeing like everyone, be rotating around, you'll see every single Polish name like at least like 2 or 3 times, throughout the course of this match, assuming that this goes the length. For the side of the UK, you're gonna get used to seeing Dragonfire. You'll get used to seeing Parry. You'll get used to seeing, High Wave and Bigfoot. This is really going to be a battle, like of just depth versus star power, and or is he because the fact that when you look at the this comparison, like when you look at the comparison between these two rosters, the UK, in my opinion, they have higher highs. They have they have better carry players. But Poland has a much deeper bench. Poland has just a much deeper squad that they can rely on, or obviously because the fact when you look at like when you look at these UK players, or obviously because like when you look at like Psylocke, when you look at Ghost, I forget who's else. Like when you look at when you look at Psylocke, Ghost, FMB, and Isaac, these are fairly newer players doing the tournaments, and they're fairly inexperienced, and they. We're kind of approaching a star rating, or obviously where these players are generally getting fairly uncomfortable. You see, with the slight exception, or obviously of Psylocke. You see, obviously, but even then, Psylocke is still Psylocke is still sort of even Psylocke is in fact still sort of getting skill caps, or obviously because we see Psylocke, we see just a great talent player in general. This guy's still able to without that Polish vape. All right. Picks and bans are in fact underway. Poland protecting Nomad 1, UK protecting Hidden 2. This makes a lot of sense. This does make a lot of sense. Obviously, if you're Poland, because if you're Poland, a very prominent thing, a very prominent fact, you see, is the fact that Dragonfire. Not the greatest consistency player, or obviously in the other aim players are sort of getting skill capped. Obviously we see that with Ghost. We see that sort of with High Wave and Bigfoot. I believe that both High Wave and Bigfoot are sort of reaching skill cap at this point. But we will see. We do end up seeing Nomad 6 being banned away by Poland, which honestly makes sense. You are against an absolutely insane gimmick roster. You're against an absolutely insane gimmick player in Dragonfire, or obviously in Dragonfire, or they have some fairly, and the UK also they still have some fairly confident gimmick players beyond that. And if you are the UK, I believe you should ban free mods, and that that will be the choice here. They ban free mod 1, free mod 3. Which honestly makes a lot of sense. Keeping the free mod 2 open, or keeping the free mod 2 open, you see, will that allow you? It'll allow you to basically, be able to just, or it's like you can keep Dragonfire, on the hidden, or you can honestly let someone like Parry, or obviously take the Hard Rock, and then, or you're looking very solid when you get the free mods. Anyway, I believe that was. Yes. All right. And now, all right. Now I'm no longer alone here. I've been joined here by the lovely Gammy, and I. Oh yes. I never got to. Oh yes. I didn't forget the introductions. I am Sisyphus, sat here with Gambly now, and this. So we see Poland banning DT4, or because we see again Poland opting to ban away gimmick. This is like. It's obvious, man. There's nothing else that you really fear outside of speed, maybe, or I mean, the fact that Poland, you don't really have speed players. You're severely lacking speed players. So,
yeah. Hello.
Yes,
What's
hello.
Good. It looks like we are joining in the ban phase right now. We are going into the picks, I believe, right after this. And
Yes.
Remind me, fill me in, whose pick is it to start?
First pick, because the first pick going to Poland, which because it is first pick going to Poland, which honestly I fully believe that they kind of just attack hidden, or you see, I fully believe like hidden 1, Fremont 2 are kind of obvious options. There is a world where you do go Hard Rock 2, and beyond that, it's kind of hard. Or because the fact, like, looking at both of these squads, it's incredibly hard, like it's incredibly hard, to just pick to into your opponent. And Nomad 5 coming up from Poland. Wow. Okay, I was not expecting this. I was not expecting Poland to up into speed against the UK.
Yeah, especially as their first pick, I'm not too sure that this is exactly the right thing to go for. On one hand, right, if you take a quick look at the UK's previous scores, you realize that the UK isn't actually that strong when it comes to speed, with the exception, of course, Dragonfire. But meanwhile, I don't think Poland has especially strong speed players when it comes down to it as well. I mean, you definitely do not have the carry performance akin to what the UK has in Dragonfire, but overall, I think Poland are more well-rounded when it comes to speed, at least in their average speed skill, when compared to the UK. I think the contrast between the best UK speed player and the weakest UK speed player of the four is definitely going to be larger than that of Poland. But then the question becomes, do you go for these pop-off scores or do you go for these well-rounded team scores?
Yes. Yeah, and it's kind of like exactly what I was thinking, because, or that's kind of like exactly what I was thinking, or I'm gonna see, because the fact, like, when you look at the UK, or right, like when it comes to speed, or when it comes to tapping in general, when it's tapping in general, you have Dragonfire, you have Parry, you have Psylocke, or Psylocke is sort of getting skill capped, sort of, kind of, maybe, or then you may potentially get Fourth Man. I'm not familiar with how good either Bigfoot or FMB are on speed, but we will see as Bigfoot and FMB are joined by Parry and Dragon to the surprise. And against the British four, we have Krisu, Oki, Kenti, and Kratuba filling out, being the four for Poland.
Yep, this
And
map,
now-
I believe, is 220 BPM. There's a good amount of finger control as well as a good amount of speed sprinkled in. I personally saw this in FFF qualifiers, which is a 30k qualifier tournament. But that aside, we're going to see our first miss coming in from Quenti to open up the match. Reminder, this is the pick from Poland. And immediately, we're not seeing the best start coming from Poland. It is traded up by the double miss from Parry and Dragon, however. And now we are tied up 2-2 in terms of FCs.
Yes, this is not really where you want to be, but even now you are where you want to be. Loki does find a miss alongside Kratuba, and see, there's no Polish FCs. This is not the Bigfoot and FMB being to hold this out. Slight accuracy struggles, a slight combo struggles here from Parry. Was there combo does job down because FMB. This does leave Bigfoot as the lone FC on the map. There's not really any real recovery, like almost out of Krisu. But look at the Dragonfire 300 combo and climbing with 90% accuracy, and this is gonna look to be like an instant breakpoint here coming from the UK on this UK and climbing, and this is looking to be. It's looking to be a breakpoint on the very first pick, and this is a very instant blunder here from Poland. Is he immediately opting, for a bit of a limit test here, when it comes to just opting into speed. And this is why you don't limit tests. This is why you don't limit tests in matches, or this is kind of why you want to just go with something that's a lot safer, or the speed. Then again, opting for this Nomad 5. This is a very high risk, high reward, and that risk is not going to pay off for Poland, or this is not going to pay off for Poland in the slightest. Pick the fact that this just screams to the UK: pick more speed. 360k being the favor towards the Brits, and that. That score lead is a lot bigger than it seems here. 2 million to the UK, 1.5 mil to Poland. I think we'll see a DT2 like right away.
Yeah, 100%. I think overall the accuracy from Dragonfire really just rounded out the UK score when it came to this map. Very solid supporting scores all around, especially from Bigfoot and FMB on this map. I mean, 500k, 400k, definitely no slouch whatsoever. I am really confused as to why Poland decided to shoot off with this risky pick right off the bat, but looking at the accuracy from Kratuba and Krisu, could definitely see them, perhaps low rolling this map a bit and hence why I think that I do see why Poland would have gone for this pick. Yeah, at the end of the day, clearly it didn't work out too well, but it is what it is. The pick is now shifted back into the UK.
Yeah, Nomad 3 immediately coming out here from the UK. Honestly, this also checks out, or obviously this is kind of what I was mentioning earlier, or it's like, kind of what I was mentioning earlier, or obviously like as the UK, you see where you really want to just play through this star power that you have. You want to play through Dragonfire, you want to play through Parry, you want to play through Bigfoot, you want to play through High Wave, you want to play through the players that you know are comfortable at this SR, that are comfortable in these scenarios, that are comfortable being the carry player on these teams. And this is going to be Nomad 3. Erlung
Right.
140 BPM flow alt. So very early roster, we see Bigfoot and High Wave studying for the UK, waiting for the fourth alongside Dragonfire. And in the Polish 3 that we see is Itnis, Kasabi, and Jotka. Parry being the fourth Brit. Absolutely no surprise. The UK here is opting to just bring out their big four. They're not really gonna bring out specialists. They're not really gonna bring out a specialist like FMB or Psylocke, which I fully believe that we'll see either of these players. That we see either of these players later on in the match. And now, waiting for this Polish 4, I believe I might just see Kenti again.
Yeah,
Could you see
probably.
Kotuba? Yeah, but I would probably just be Kenti.
I think on a whole host of maps, the Polish roster really doesn't lack players that much. I mean,
Not at all.
I think I mentioned this also. I think in the seed reveal, I mentioned how overall the Polish roster is very, very balanced in terms of its players. You don't really have a singular carry that rises way up high above the rest, unlike the UK, and that's what makes Poland so strong overall, because their average strength is just that high. But then again, we are flipping over to the UK, and we already see the star-studded core 4 of the UK coming in: Bigfoot, Parry, High Wave, and Dragon on this Nomad 3, and on their own pick. I mean, they are just looking to go for the kill right now.
Yeah, that's honestly all that you could expect. I'm a bit surprised, I'm a bit surprised to see that the UK is not just instantly opting to go with the DT2, or especially the fact like you just won Nomad 5 by a pretty considerable margin, but DT2 is not the pick. It is going to be Nomad 3. Erlung. This map is definitely on the shorter end, just shy of 2 minutes in total drain time. Which is kind of just like the story, for this entire Nomad pool. This is a very short Nomad pool.
Yeah, that's right. We're jumping straight into the action already, and this map is all about the 140 BPM flow. There is a lot of weird overlapping patterns, a lot of incredibly spaced flows, as well as patterns that really put your aim control, put your aim agility to the test. Right off the bat, we see an early miss from Itness, but it's still early days, albeit given how short this map is, your misses will begin to come very, very soon. Dragonfire as well to trade it out with another miss as we get into the second third of the map. Gonna equalize the scoreline just a bit more.
Do we see the Fieldmaster also? Fieldmaster did also. He also found a miss not too long ago. We just will see 3 FCs that 2 into the favor of the UK. Bigfoot, Parry, and High Wave. All they can hold on to make it just Bigfoot and High Wave, Kasabe, and Oki doing what they can, doing what they can to match the double FC that the UK has. However, accuracy struggles.
Oh my goodness, a double miss!
That
A double miss from
down
Bigfoot and
throw-
High Wave.
Oh my
That is just
God.
going to be incredible for Poland right now. That scoreline is gonna move, and it's gonna move fast as Kisabi and Okui-chan just clearing right now with the FC going into the second quarter of the map. There is no combo on the side of the UK whatsoever. Kisabi finds the miss, but Okui-chan is still alive going into the last 8 of the map. That score flips over to the left side. And ladies and gentlemen, I think Poland might have just robbed another breakpoint from the UK. Breakpoint to breakpoint. What a way to kickstart this match.
Or not at all. Or do you miss a pair? Yeah, I mean, yeah, very good match already.
And I think, honestly, Sisyphus, this sets precedent for what is to come in this match. Really, you can never be too sure, even on, you know, your tried and true tested picks, you can never be too sure that you'll come out on top. And, you know, that really just speaks to the caliber of both of our teams in this finals match.
Yes, yes, you are not wrong here. Looking at the side of the UK, namely looking at Dragonfire. You see, like, namely looking at Dragonfire. You see, Dragonfire is someone, you know that, like, you absolutely are very comfortable, or like you're absolutely very comfortable, you know, like with just relying on them a lot, you know, or like when it comes to just carrying these picks. However, I fear that you see, I fear that just might not always work, as we saw here on the Nomad 3, or because Nomad 3 definitely being one of Dragonfire's, you know, just best slots in general, but a slight underperformance from them, and or I mean, see, then the team score just crumbles. Team score just crumbles like around them. However, it is now Poland's pick once more. DT1 being the option. A bit of a surprise, actually. Not. How do you feel about this?
The DT1 pick, if I'm not wrong, right? This is definitely an interesting one. Typically, you usually see these more RNG picks come in later on in the match. Right now, I mean, it is 1-1, and really, it could just be a toss-up. Given the nature of DT1s being this way, I mean, it could really just see this map going either way.
Yeah. Then again, that is kind of that's kind of just the story for like most of this pool. You see, most of this pool is going to be generally very, very coin flippy. Or I'm with the exception of, or the exception, or I'm gonna see like of speed. It's like of speed for the British. I'm gonna see, and these more inconsistency, and I see as well as the Fremont 2 for Poland. So, but like beyond that, I believe that we may see like just. I mean, this match has the potential for breakpoint after breakpoint. Anyway. DT1, we have Withered Flower, just over 2 minutes in length. Because we are, yes, yeah, this is very, very standard DT1, or it's just 225 BPM, generally farmy-ish aim, like, or almost like anyone that has played DT Farm will be able to play this, or because we do see Psylocke and Ghost Toast slotting in. You see, absolutely no surprise, or almost because Ghost Toast being a fairly new name, or obviously he is actually like a pretty solid. He's like a really good aim player. Or see, we just signed up with the very first miss. No one, obviously, trading it out not too long after though, because it still leaves 3 FCs to 3, actually in the favor of the British. Oh, well, or as well, in terms of DFCs, however, down goes Dragonfire alongside Psylocke, and that does leave 3 seasons to 2 into the favor of the Polish, and score lead is going to look to skyrocket because of that. So 130k climbing, going into second third of the map. Psylocke once more, but it's not really going to be too meaningful. When you see Ghost Toast fighting a miss, which will in fact mean a lot to down, or because down goes one of the 2 remaining FCs, and you're still staring against 3 Dragonfire and Attic both straight. Down goes Perry, and down goes all bits of hope for DT1. See, Ghost
my
once more.
goodness.
See, there goes all bits of British combo and all bits of British hope. Kenti, Katuba, and Oki all looking to triple FC this 2-0 team score. 800k in the favor and
Wow.
climbing, and this is going to be a statement pick. This is already very much decided, and now going into this final break as we enter the left quarter of the map, the UK just see that all hope is lost.
I mean, it just goes to show. I mean, the dominance from the Polish side is just incredible right now. And I mean, we said that this would be, we said that this would be an RNG pick, but I mean, Poland is just making us eat our words right now because that is a 3.2 mil. Now going to 3.3, I mean, the double SC from Katuba and Kenti, not to mention the early combos from Oaktree and Adik, are just insurmountable for the UK, and that is not an RNG point. That is a decisive 1.6 mil, almost doubling the score of the UK. Wow.
Dude, Dragonfire, dude. Okay, all I'm saying, Dragon's throwing. All right, 2x100, 1x50, 6 misses. Like they're throwing.
What is bro doing?
dude, someone get this Ag player some fucking combo.
Oh my goodness. Oh
I
my
swear to
goodness.
God.
I think the nerves could definitely be getting to the UK at this point because I think a lot of their performances are definitely not quite what you expect from a team as strong as the UK. Seed 1, the big boss of the tournament. Oh wait, no, Seed 2, pardon me. Is that right?
UK C2, Poland C4.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh crap, bro.
UK should be seed 1, Poland should be seed 3, but that is neither here nor there. Things happen.
Yeah, things happen. It is what it is. But with that said, definitely think that the nerves, once again, going back to that comment, could definitely be harming the UK right now. So they really need to pull themselves together. I know the UK as a team is just very, very strong when it comes to their mental tenacity and overall chemistry as a team. So could definitely see them picking themselves back up. And Sisyphus, that DT2 pick that you mentioned right at the beginning of the match is gonna come out right now.
Yes, absolutely no surprise. As you got a very early breakpoint on Dino Mod 5, and DT2 is slight leaking or I'm see of the UK team sheet. Like this DT2 is insanely comfortable for a lot of the British. Especially after looking at or at the British scores on DT2. I definitely don't have their team sheet, but but they have practice FCs, so on multiple players, so pretty good. So so this is a very, very stable pick for the British. Right, we do see Dragonfire, Bigfoot, Perry, and FMB. And going against those 4: Katuba, Krisu, Chicholtka, and Adik from the Polish, and this is the UK looking to tie this up, looking to get another point on speed.
Yep, that's right. Sticking to their guns, as confident as ever. Let's see how this DT2 map plays out. Sisyphus, would you like to tell us a bit more about this map? I'm not too familiar with the DTs.
It's pretty standard. I mean, I want to say it's sort of burst spam, I think. Or if I recall correctly, but this is 244 BPM. This is 244 BPM. See, this is the second. This is actually almost the longest DT. This is just over 2.5 minutes. But it's not exactly raw speed in my opinion. It's not exactly a speed check by any means. But it definitely has its moments.
Right.
Because we do see general comfort from everyone as it stands. We see Chicholtka with the first miss. However, going into first key out, we may see something else happen.
But then again, these KIs are a lot less heavy on the tapping. And one thing I like to mention about this map is that even though it's pretty intensive with its 3-note and 5-note bursts, there's enough space in between them that, you know, you should be able to just naturally be able to mash most of the bursts, even if you're not the most comfortable at 240. Which right now we are seeing the UK do just that. I mean, 4-way FC across the board, and not to mention, of course, very, very solid accuracies. Of course, the standout being Dragonfire, but moving to, I mean, Bigfoot and Parry both holding pretty solid accuracies to support Dragonfire's big score. Yeah, as of right now, we get into the next section and it looks like Parry Crayola finds a miss, and that's really not what you want to see at this juncture. Fiddlemaster with the recovery combo right now, that's 500 and counting. That score is going to slowly but surely shift back to the Polish side. You need to hope for a miss from Poland soon if you don't want this score to move over. Fiddlemaster goes down, but so does Bigfoot, and that is a big hit because now it is 3 FCs to 2. And I mean, we are getting into the last quarter of the map. That scoreline has shifted over to the Polish side, and it's getting more and more dire for the UK.
Down goes Addict, and the score lead is now looking to tease. Very is score lead is looking to slide either which way. Dragonfire and FMB, the two FCs.
Oh my goodness, it's so close.
Grisu and Korduba both looking to try and match that. 30k to favor the British, as now to the last little section, and now the break before it all this. It's because now Dragonfire and FMB both see that they're
goodness, but FMB
just leaves 1-1. Korduba versus Dragonfire, down goes Addict.
Oh my goodness.
Parry with the supporting combos from the combo and climbing. Bigfoot is matching Fiddlemaster. This is up. Dragonfire and Korduba to hold out on this. If either of these players miss in this final section, this could still turn 120k in favor of the British. But that's not going to happen, though. We are, in fact, going to see Dragonfire closing out the FC, closing out the UK's hopes for DT2, which is going to be fulfilled. 1.1 mil. This guy just needs to get out of this rank range.
Yep. Dragonfire heard us talking smack about him, and fuck. Dragonfire heard us talking smack about them, and locked the fuck in.
Oh yeah, dude. Like they, in fact, they heard our pleas. They, in fact, got combo. Yes, they got their combo, and that is going 100%. To be, so that's going to be UK tying us up 2-2, which is fairly standard, which is kind of expected, you know, or especially with teams of this caliber, or you see both opening up with the break point, both following it up with winning their own pick, and now Poland on their own pick. I believe you just go hit and one. I want to say hitting 1 is kind of a good, like, I feel like hitting 1's a good pick. I feel like hitting 3 might be an option, but it's a bit more coin flippy. I see you just go consistency.
Yeah, I mean, there are many outlets that you can hit from. Given how Poland did just win the DT1 in that last pick, and very decisively so, could definitely just see them going for a, you know, maybe a Hard Rock 1 or a No Mod 1 pick here. I know the UK themselves, not the strongest country when it comes to Hard Rock. I mean, no country is really that strong on Hard Rock to begin with. But, I mean, on consistency, they definitely have some room to play with. And instead, we're actually going to go for the No Mod 2. Another consistency pick. This is an Astronic map. Astronic, a very well-known mapper. This map mainly tests your stamina, I believe. It is a pretty basic stamina test. Not too much flow aim overall. But, it's just 2 minutes worth of these 180 BPM streams. Pretty standard.
Yeah. This is sort of textbook. See, when it comes to No Mod 2, because this is CS 3.8 OD 8.7, so this will be quite a bit easier, or it's gonna be quite a bit easier on the combo. So this has the potential to be an absolute act check. So we see Dragonfire and FMB currently in slot for the UK. We can expect to see Psylocke and perhaps Parry to fill in for the UK. We see Psylocke, yes.
Oh hell no. Oh hell no, D rank FC. Alright, now in front of the Polish, we see Kenti, Grisu, and Kasabe. Waiting on this fourth player.
Which honestly you have a lot of names. So you have a lot of names that could fill in here if you are Poland. However, if you're UK, I believe there is one, and it ends in Crayola. Not you. Not you. You're
I got
not
this
playing.
chat. I got this. Wait. Hold up. Logging onto my account.
Yes.
If you see Perry FCing with good at, you know what happened.
Alright, and now. We see Kurtuba and Perry, in fact, filling out the final slots.
I'm actually surprised
So-
that we don't see Bigfoot in for this map. Surprised because I mean that the speed picks were definitely pretty. I mean the UK is only that strong as strong as they were in the speed picks because of the combined effort of Bigfoot and Dragon, as well as Perry and FMB. But instead we are going to see Cellog make their in-match debut over Bigfoot on this map. Oh my goodness, I love my wife. Holy fuck, holy shit, I'm in love. I love you too, Barry.
We do in fact see FMB pleading for help in smoke prior to the map. I do we see Perry professing her love. This is quite the British squad here. We do in fact see Dragon and Saylock. No smoke to open up the match. All right, and now going into the actual map. Genti, Krisu, Kurtuba, and Kasabe being the Polish 4. Or you see, they're all looking really strong right now. Honestly, especially when it comes to accuracy. You see, that's not really something. It's not really a similar sentiment that can be said about the UK. We see Psylocke and Perry both struggling a bit with his accuracy. Both sub 94.
Yeah.
All right, however,
It's
all right. This is kind of what I was saying earlier. Let me see about this map being a lot lighter. You see, when it comes to combo, but this is going to be
my goodness.
quite an act check, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. The score really 50k to the favor of the Polish, and that's going to just push even further. As he has missed the side just come out, but Seamus from Kasabe.
Yeah,
Will?
that's right. We're nearing the 1/3 section of the map, and the situation is pretty dire. That miss from Perry is definitely not gonna help the UK as well. It's still 3 FCs on the side of Team Poland versus the 2 on the side of the UK, but the accuracy is just too strong from them right now. I mean, Dragonfire might be able to hold that 98, but when you're being matched by Krisu and Kurtuba's FCs, albeit with incredibly strong accuracy, the boot, I mean, there's really nothing you can do. Kasabe might miss, Krisu might miss, but you still have Quenti backing them up. And really, it's just Dragonfire to make the difference for the UK, and I just don't think it's enough.
Yeah. You would need chain misses, and you would need them on mask. Kurtuba and Kenti both looking. Oh, never mind. No FCs anymore. I'ma just stop talking. We see Kurtuba and Kenti both with choke, Dragonfire being the only one to actually close out the FC, and that is again Dragonfire. You see, Dragonfire is in fact proving us wrong. You see, when it comes to the fact that they cannot, or when we were saying, that they should just hold combo, and they are in fact holding it. All right, but that combo is not going to be enough as it was only Dragonfire, that held that FC. Staring down a double FC. That's not really a scenario that you want to be in, and that's kind of the big concern about the UK when it comes to this match in general. When it comes to this UK team, you are heavily relying, on this big 4 to absolutely pop off on every single map. But that's really hard, especially when Poland has a strong 4 for damn near everything.
Yes.
And we will now see if that strong 4 will extend to Nomad 4.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the UK always has been known as one of those really carry built teams overall. And I know, I mean, there is a lot of bias in saying that because Dragonfire, the best player in the tournament, is on this team. And it sort of drags away from just how good the rest of the UK team is overall. And I mean, at the same time though, while they are very strong players in their own right, Poland overall just have so many players to hit so many different skill sets that unfortunately it just seems as though the UK isn't quite able to be as adaptable to But this is gonna be the UK's pick. The UK has been known for being very strong on control, and so we are expecting a pretty good performance from them on this number 4. I think could definitely see them making something happen on this.
Yeah, or yeah, see, especially looking at this UK squad, right? Especially looking at Dragonfire. Dragonfire has kind of set a precedent for being the best tech player in 6-digit, in my opinion. And it's kind of... I don't know. I don't think it's close. And that is honestly, like, tech is the one thing that I say that Dragonfire has above everyone in 6-digit. And we will see if that will continue to be the case, as Dragonfire joined by Saylock, Parry, and Highwave. That will make up the British 4, Kurtuba, Oki, Itness, and Kasabe going against that. And now, see, now Zoma 4 definitely on the shorter end, and 1 minute and 45. And this is Nomad 4.
Yep.
We see Highwave at the very early miss.
These sliders, you know, the beginning of the map already gives you a gist of what the entire map is gonna be about. Some early misses here and there, as you mentioned. Sisyphus, the 4-way FC still on the side of Team Poland, gonna give them the early lead, but this is still early days, and there are a lot of places where you can find misses. The reading on this map, especially the sliders, just proved to be a very, very big challenge. Kurtuba gonna be the first one to miss on the side of Team Poland, but meanwhile, a 3-way miss on the British side. Definitely not what quite you want to see, but more misses come in from Okui and Itness. Kasabe, the only one left on the Polish side, is still holding, being matched by Dragonfire, and we see the scores, the scoreboard opens, and Dragonfire knows what he needs, they need to do, pardon me. And meanwhile, Kasabe as well, the nerves are on for both sides.
Yes. Now Poland is in a similar scenario to the British. See where they have to rely on a carry player. Kasabe versus Dragonfire. We do see accuracy in the favor of Dragon pretty well, 3%. And the score of the Wolf Effect Reflectus is good with the miss.
Yeah, that's right. And I mean, a 99% from Dragonfire, you can't really contest it. That with the supporting combo finally underway for the UK, I mean, Cellrock and Parry Crayola are definitely doing very, very good jobs holding that supporting combo for Dragonfire. Moving into the last KI, Parry just completely shreds that slider. I'm so proud of her. And at the very end of the map, the UK emerge victorious with Dragonfire's incredible 99.04% AC. I mean, what do you even do against that? What do you even do against that?
What do you do against a 6x on Nomad 4 when there's just no combo? Like, dude, oh my god. Okay, I regret everything I said about DT1.
Yeah, no,
Okay, so the funniest thing,
sorry, Dragon.
So the funniest thing, the Dragonfire just DM'd me with a bunch of question marks, a screenshot of their team sheet score, where they got 400k. they had Dragonfire got 400k on team sheet. So
yeah, no, it sounds pretty legit.
Checks out. Yeah, checks out. All right. Anyway, that is going to be 3-3, and now Poland's pick. Again, I don't see why you're not just attacking these consistency picks. I don't see why Hard Rock 1, or you say, well, Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2 are not kind of your current targets. Or I mean, it's pretty the fact that, like, Hard Rock 2, realistically speaking, when it comes to the British, you have Parry, you have Bigfoot, and you have Sword of Dragon who struggles on aim. You kind of have sort of get fourth man. Or I'm seeing looking at Hard Rock 2, or it's number 1 as a pick. Yeah, but I'm gonna finish my thought. But when it comes to the Hard Rock 2, I don't see why you don't pick towards what Dragon is bad at. It's purely under the idea that Dragonfire is on an insane hot streak right now. So, let me see. So you just play towards what you don't want them, or you play towards what Dragonfire is generally bad at, and Precision will, in fact, be that. However, Nomad 1 is also a very notoriously unfavored slot for Dragonfire, so that is not necessarily a bad pick, though. I'm curious what you think about this.
I don't actually know. Well, of course, this being Poland's Protect, it's good as a time as ever to just throw it out. We're kind of transitioning into that mid-game phase of the match, right? And you know, given how Poland is just the goats on DT1, it doesn't really surprise me why this Nomad 1 would be favored towards them. That's it though. On the other hand, you look at the UK roster and you don't really feel that intimidated on this Nomad 1, I feel. Nomad 1 is really one of those maps that should just be down to a coin toss, and you know, when you have such a strong roster, strong consistency roster from the UK as well, it really puzzles me why the Nomad 1 of all things was the Protect for Poland. But that's it. I mean, perhaps they definitely probably have something up their sleeve, so definitely expecting a good performance from them going into this Nomad 1.
You are kind of right to question the Nomad 1 Protect, or see, as opposed to something like a Free Mod 1, honestly, or I must say, like, I fully believe that a Free Mod 1 Protect would have been a bit more worthwhile. However, just protecting anything consistency in general will, in fact, generally favor the Polish. However, the Nomad 1 is in fact on the bursty, and it's basically just a Hard Rock 1 without the Hard Rock. And we will see that. Let me see. As the map is, this is generally just like 175 BPM aim, and it's fairly bursty. And we see that. We will in fact see that quite a bit. And now, the map does begin to pick up. This is going
the first KI. Gonna walk in still smooth sailing for most of these players, just one miss each from both countries. But the jumps in this section are very, very easy to miss on. You know, not to mention the added element of tapping that just continues to toss you up. But as of right now, everybody is holding on to their combos. The UK really just having that lead off the back of, you know, the four-way FC that they have. Yeah, and the accuracy as well.
This huge accuracy lead in general. We see Bigfoot. We see Bigfoot at Whis. See, with the first miss, or see the first miss, obviously after those very early misses, or see coming out from both Fieldmaster and Dragon, and that will in fact begin to sort of inch this score lead towards the Poles, and now 93,000 in the favor of the UK as we now enter the second of the map, and this is generally, so long as these players continue to hold, we will in fact see the score lead begin to turn very, very slowly. However, as long as the UK can continue to hold ACK, we see Oki and FNB trade out misses, and that's honestly,
that is gonna be huge.
And Kenty as well, and now that will push the score lead more towards the UK,
my goodness,
I
FNB.
believe.
Yeah, that's right. It's the scoreline is now really, really neck and neck between both of these teams. In fact, that scoreline is declining slowly but surely, it seems. But it seems to be stabilizing with Dragonfire and Highwave Vortex being able to hold on to those FCs. And really, it's really just a 2v2 right now between Kurtuba, Filomaster, and Dragonfire and Highwave. Going into this last quarter, it's really gonna be up to who can hold to the very end, who has the great amount of tenacity going into these last big jump sections, which can be extremely nerve-wracking to hit. And ladies and gentlemen, that is it. A double miss from Dragonfire and Highway Vortex. That scoreline is gonna now shift all the way to the left side as Kurtuba and Filomaster seal the deal, secure that bread on their very own Protect. This was a very good Protect on Nomad 1, and I mean, they're just showing why they decided to go for it.
Dude, I was so tense throughout that entire section. I'm surprised that we didn't see, or that we only saw misses at like the very, very end. Dude, oh my god, that was terrifying.
Terrifying indeed.
But we do in fact see 230k being the favor of the Polish on their own Protect. See, a lot closer than you're comfortable with, and that honestly might make Poland a bit worried about other precision picks. It's interesting. And now, as the UK, I sort of question where you go here now. You went, or like you've gone Nomad 3, you've gone Nomad 4, gone DT2, and now you're sort of, you're not out of picks because because you still have Hidden 2, you still have Fremont 2. But Fremont 2 is a big coin flip BC, especially looking at this Poland roster. This Poland squad is just insane when it comes to Fremont. This is the best Fremont team in the tournament, in my opinion. Or see, largely the fact that this team just has some of the best Hard Rock players. Or I mean, seeing other teams generally struggle to match that. Or we see on top of the fact that you do have players like Ulki, you do have players like Ulki who are able to crush on Hidden as well. So, but you have Ulki and Kenti. So Poland definitely has one of the best Fremont rosters. Well, when it comes to Hard Rock players, I do believe that Germany has the best. But now, when it comes to these two teams, when it comes to Poland and the UK, looking at Hidden 2, this is hugely favored towards the UK, and they're very right to protect this. Or see, you have Dragonfire, you have FMB, Bigfoot, and High Wave. Oh, see, This is honestly not a surprising roster at all. And now we kind of question who Poland will bring out. We see Kasabi and Ulki both being yeah, but we do in fact see Kasabi, Ulki, and Kurtuba being being three of the Polish right now. And Idnis finally rounding it out.
Yep, that's right. I mean, going into this Hidden 2, I think the players definitely to look out for is going to be Dragonfire and Bigfoot on the side of the UK. I mean, Dragonfire very well known for being a strong hidden player, and Bigfoot, previously a reading specialist turned all-rounder. That this Hidden 2 is sort of just going back to their roots. Meanwhile, on the side of Team Poland, similarly, you have Okui-chan, the end-all be-all hidden specialist on the side of Poland. Very few players can match their overall consistency on that map. So yeah, both sides definitely have very solid actors on this Hidden 2. But yeah, let's see how it goes. Bunch of stuff out at the very beginning. Haven't seen that glitch, that bug in a while, but we are off to the races.
Yes, and this Hidden 2 is a bit of an aim map, if I recall correctly. I'm not entirely sure. I sort of forgot. But we see High Wave, Bigfoot, and in this alternating got missed. So we see Kurtuba and Kasabe also found the very early misses. Just doesn't think Dragonfire and FMB. Never mind, just Dragonfire as the lone FC from the UK. And Ulki, matching this, but this is still an accolade towards Dragonfire and UK in general. This map is very long. I believe this is the longest map in the pool. This is not tiebreaker. No, the second longest map behind Hard Rock 3, and this is going to be, honestly, this is going to be a slugfest. This is going to be also just a snail race, in my opinion. But we do see very early scrolling towards the UK. It's 70k in their hands right now. FMB and High Wave doing a funny misses. Down goes Dragonfire, though, the lone FC. Okay. This does leave Ulki and Idnis with the potential to do something great for Poland. However, Bigfoot is in fact matching this. Bigfoot, or see, as you had mentioned before, reading specialist, but that's not really going to show right now, as you see a miss from Bigfoot and High Wave and FMB, and just absolutely nothing here from the UK, while Poland is looking incredibly strong. Ulki, Idnis, and Kasabe, all with great recovery combos, and we see the UK just looking for scraps. And this has seemed to be a critical miscalculation from the UK on this map.
it seems as though they really just can't get the combo going. Kurtuba and Kisabe might have found a miss, but the UK have absolutely nothing to respond with whatsoever. Okui-chan and Ines are just holding hands right now, absolutely demolishing the UK when it comes to just the overall consistency on this Hidden 2, which you need a lot of on a map as long as this. I mean, this map comes in even longer than some of the consistency maps in the pool, and especially if you're not comfortable on aiming the ARA, if you feel nervous, if your nerves get the better of you in this section, it can really create a recipe for disaster. But I mean, that's it. The UK are not looking to go down with a fight. Dragonfire and Highway Vortex building up that score very slowly but surely, looking to equalize very, very soon and capitalize over any sort of opportunity that Okui-chan or Ines can give them.
Yes. Douglas plus Kisabe and Kurtuba. And this does leave down goes High Waves though, and that leaves Dragon as kind of the lone bit of hope, but they're still 150k into the favor of the Polish, and there's only about a quarter of the map left, and you would need a miracle if you are the Brit.
Yeah, that's right. Going into this last break, I mean, they know what needs to be done. FNB definitely not too happy about how the score is looking right now, and I think we need to see a miss from Okui-chan or Ines for any hope for the UK. Going into this last section, Dragonfire is the only one on the side of the UK who can even begin to make a comeback, and well, time is definitely running out. The window of opportunity is getting closed by the second, by the onslaught that is Okui-chan and Ines, and at this point, Okui-chan walking to the very end of this Hidden 2 with, dare I say it, an FC. Holy crap, I mean, what a performance from Okui, and especially from Ines as well. I mean, the collective team score is just so insurmountable for Poland.
Yeah, this is still 500k, and looking to climb even further. We see Oki and Itness. Never mind, Jest. Dude, oh my, that is the second time I've done that this match. That is the second time this match where I was about to comment on very high combos at the end of a map, and they end up missing, like, right as I say their name. That's same thing happened on Nomad 2, happens again on Hidden 2. But that will in fact be some very high combos. And the only FC on the board here, coming out here from Ulki, and absolutely insane just showing of just pure gimmick consistency, as well as quite a statement. And that is going to be Poland pushing this 5-3, and this is officially, and honestly, that being the first breakpoint, this is officially this is where the match starts. I'll be honest, this is where the match starts. You see, or it's like right when you're in the mid or like mid to late game like of the match, and like that first breakpoint comes out, this is where the match starts. And now Poland looking to consolidate this. Where do you go? I believe again, just go consistency. We have been waiting for this all match. Harder 2. That's what the Harder 2 is calling your name, in my opinion. You have Chichotka here, man. Like this guy.
Oh my goodness. I mean, right now at this juncture, the UK definitely not looking too hot, especially when it comes to the momentum. You just coming in from the UK side, you know, you're 2 points down, you just lost your Protect, and you're really in the dark right now as to what you can go for, because, you know, you losing that Hidden 2 sort of closes out your Hidden 1 and Hidden 3 options, and meanwhile, you know, you don't have the entirety of the Hard Rock, you don't have the Hard Rock pool discovered at all, and now Kisabe looking from Poland, looking to go straight into the Hard Rock 1, play to the UK's weakness on Hard Rock, not just the UK's weakness on Hard Rock, however, but the Polish strength on consistency overall. They've won Nomad 1, they've won DT 1, and they're just going straight into the Hard Rock 1, looking to just get that easy point on the board.
Yes, and this is officially the consistency pick that we've kind of been waiting for, and opting to go with Hard Rock honestly makes a lot of sense. Or we see, because the fact that when you look at this British team, when it comes to Hard Rock, your name, like your main names are Perry and Dragonfire. More so Perry, or we see because Perry is, dude, or because like Perry great on Hard Rock 1, Hard Rock 2, and you see, and we do see a similar sentiment when it comes to Dragonfire. But Dragonfire will in fact not be making an appearance. We see Perry, Ghost Toast, Bigfoot, and High Wave honestly, not really too much of a surprise. We have seen Ghostos quite a bit, especially on these Hard Rock 1s. And now, going against that 4, Kotuba, Oki, Genti, and I believe we will see Chichotka coming out soon. To absolute surprise, Filomaster, one of the greatest Hard Rock players that we've seen currently, and that's not going to be the case. We see Itness slotting in. A bit of a surprise.
Wait, hold on. Are we not gonna see Dragonfire in for this? Instead, we're gonna see Toast.
Yes,
take
Ghost
Dragon
Toast.
Spot?
Yeah.
Wait,
We see Ghost Toast, which honestly makes a lot of sense because Ghost Toast is a really good name. See, Ghost Toast they're definitely a new addition to this British roster. They're definitely a new addition to just tournaments in general. Looking at what we've seen of them when it comes to this tournament, as well as just like a small handful of other things that we've seen them in. They are just great when it comes to aim picks. I sort of an aim slave in my opinion. Like I don't exactly want to just throw them into that label, but they're definitely an aim centric player, and we will see that here on the Hard Rock 1. See, Ghost is generally able to play. Ghost is in fact generally able to play every mod with the exception of sort of hidden. We see Bigfoot they very rarely miss, but that's not really going to be. It's not really going to be a miss. That you'd really want to look out for. You'd really want them to be on Parry, to be on Highway, to be on Ghost, more so on Parry and Ghost. As we do see Highway and Bigfoot both finding misses, and now this is looking to be a very early score lead towards the Polish. We see do see the Indus missed not too long ago, and this leaves 3 FCs to 2 Polish favor.
That's right, but we're jumping straight into the KIs, and here's where we're expecting to find more misses to come in. Ghost Toast and Highway Vortex gonna be the first to fall on the UK side. Meanwhile, we have 3 FCs still intact for Poland versus Perry Crayola on the UK side. The only bastion for the UK, keeping that scoreline from just flying away. Bigfoot doing God's work with the very good supporting combo, and with Kurtuba and Okui-chan, however, finding the miss right at the end of that KI. Things might be looking up for the UK. That scoreline is going to very slowly but surely shift back into the favor of UK. There is a bit of a slow section right now for these players to, sort of regain that combo. And the combo they need to hold going into this next KI.
Yes, this is looking to be actually into the favor of the Polish. And the scoreline will in fact stabilize largely because of that, or it will inch towards the Poles. We see Kenty and Perry, the lone FCs. We see Itness and Bigfoot matching recoveries, and the same thing goes for Ghost and Highwave matching out Oki and Kotuba. Down goes Ghost though, and that will push the score lead even more towards the Polish as now into the left side of the map. And this is going to kind of be last third will be very important. This will be up to Kenty to manage to hold this out. A lot in this with his great recovery of 500 combo, and no one's looking to budge across the entire board. And now
it is just neck and neck going to the last quarter of the map. Itness and Quenty versus Bigfoot and Perry Crayola. Who will emerge victorious at the end of this quarter? I mean, it is still anyone's game. Kurtuba, Okui-chan with the support. Kurtuba finding that miss. So does Okui-chan, which means that Highway Vortex and Ghost Toast will be bringing that score back. And Quenty misses on the diff spike. Ladies and gentlemen, as we get into the break, the scoreboard opens and all the players see what's to come. Perry, Bigfoot, they both know what they need to do. Ghost Toast immediately finds the miss going into this next KI, but Innes falls as well. So does Highway. Perry, Crayola, and Bigfoot are looking to race towards the end. Perry with the FC, the largest combo in the lobby by a long shot. Perry finally goes down, and can that score be brought over? No, it cannot.
Oh my god.
Oh,
that miss coming out from Perry being the decider, an unfortunate loss to the Hard Rock 1. That could have been a British breakpoint, but no, that will be Poland moving to match point. An unfortunate choke here coming out from Perry. Still an 20 from Bigfoot, but you still have 780 from Kenty and just everyone else 400k plus. An absolutely insanely close pick in an unfortunate scenario for the UK, officially in do or die territory. Poland having guaranteed tiebreaker. Poland having guaranteed, or she's having staring down a guaranteed top 2. This is officially do or die territory for the
Definitely.
British.
From this point on, the situation is dire for the UK. They need to win 3 picks in a row to even get a chance at getting a tiebreaker matchup against Poland. But Poland has just been on an absolute tear this match. I will say though, Poland, given how the sequence of the picks has played out, this lead from Poland isn't as terrible as it seems. Yes, it is 3 points, but if you look at it from a break point standpoint, it is just 1 break point that Poland has over the UK. So if the UK can just win back that 1 break point, they are in a much better position to bring this back. But ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna go straight back into the speed. It's gonna be DT3, tie my rope.
Yes, and this map is okay. So, from what I've heard, from the players, and from my insider information from the UK, this is like the hardest map in the pool. This DT3 is apparently like just insanely hard. So, this is going to be quite a pick. We do see Dragon, Bigfoot, Psylocke, and Perry signing in from the UK. Absolutely no surprise. We have seen Psylocke just like this great tapping specialist, being able to perform on so many, on basically every tapping map. That's sort of aside from like just basically raw speed. That's the only thing that we sort of haven't seen Psylocke like perform crazy on. But even then, this guy this guy can do it all tapping wise. Anyway, going against the Polish 4, going against the British 4, we have Katuba, Adik, Oki, and Krisu. Being the Polish 4, looking to get this breakpoint, looking to just end this match now, not wanting to give the UK any chance.
The
And
pressure
this-
is on.
Yes, and the pressure is on for both sides here. Honestly, if you are Poland, you absolutely just want this match over with. You do not want to, you do not want to give them a chance on this tiebreaker, because this tiebreaker, because this is a sort of techie, it's like a light sub-tech tiebreaker, which definitely favors the British in my opinion. However, tiebreaker is out of question right now. This is DT3. We see Adik and Psylocke with very early misses, but that is still 3 FCs to 3, and this map just does not relent. Dragonfire and Katuba do end up trading out their misses. There's still 2 FCs to 2, Perry and Bigfoot matching Krisu and Oki. So accolade in the favor of the British, as we see 2 sub-90s coming out from Poland, with only 2 sub-90s to 2. Perry and Psylocke both struggling when it comes to accuracy, but so are Krisu and Katuba. You see Psylocke finding a miss. That's not really going to be the miss that you'd want if you are Poland. And the score lead, still barely 20k as they finally get past the first third of the map. And this is going to be Bigfoot and Perry. See, alongside this great recovery from Dragon, but it's still combo lead in the favor of the Polish 3 FCs to 2.
Yeah, both teams are really just racing for the finish line right now. This is a pretty long map coming in a little under 2 minutes, so there's a lot of room for error. Adik finding the miss right before the slow section is going to give some leg room for the UK to make this comeback. It's going to slow down the score lead from moving towards the left side just a little. Going into the next burst section, I mean, look at all the tapping required. The reading required as well is incredibly intense, and Dragonfire leading the pack with the highest accuracy, with Perry and Bigfoot holding on, but Krisu finds the miss, and that is going to cause the score to shift immediately. Perry does find a miss as well, but Dragon right there to back her up. Katuba continues to hold, but Oki
missed.
finds the miss, and it is going to be devastating going into this last quarter. That scoreline is just gonna grow and grow in favor of the UK very quickly. Katuba goes down, and there are no FCs left for Team Poland. Bigfoot will be leading the pack with the insane combo from her, and meanwhile Dragonfire, of course, is tried and true speed player of the UK. 98.95% at 1 mil combo. What can you even do against this?
Yeah, this is not really a surprise. This is the Dragonfire performance. However, this is still not to undermine this FC coming out here from Bigfoot. And there's not really any combo from the side of Poland. There's not really any hope. This is going to be DT3 going to the side of the UK 600k or 600,000 combo, 600,000 score towards the British, and this will now be 6-4 into the favor of the UK, and this now pushes Poland onto their own pick. This forces the UK to win a Poland's breakpoint. And now, this is the most important pick right now. This is the most important map of this match. 6-4 in a first 7. This pick, coming here from Poland, their last pick of the match, win or lose, the last Polish pick of the match. This pick means so much right now. And now, you have Hidden 1, you have Hard Rock 2, you have Fremont 2. I'm not sure which of those 3 you go. I want to say Hidden 1. Largely in the fact that you have Ulki, you have Kenti, you have a really good hidden roster. You also have, and for the side of Poland, you have hidden mains. You have people, you have hidden comfort players. The UK doesn't have that same luck. However, the UK do still have some great hidden players in general. Or obviously, like, their big 4 is still insanely good. Or the big 4 is all really good at hidden. So, Hidden 1 is, so honestly, everything's a coin flip here. Or when it comes to Fremont 2, or you stare down the easy potential, from both Dragon and Bigfoot. Or obviously, but when it comes to Hard Rock 2, you're still staring down Parry. You're still staring down the potential pop off of Dragon. You see, on top of the fact that Highwave and Bigfoot are also both able to still perform insanely well on the slot. So, we do in fact see a Polish timeout. And that is going to be a 2-minute timer towards just the Polish figuring out their pick. And honestly, a very, very correct timeout to take here. You are on the most important pick of this match. Everything prior to this doesn't matter. Everything prior to this has already happened. And now you're on your last pick. You're staring down match points. 6-4. But both teams on their last pick, and this also does leave the UK, the ability to just to practice Hidden 1, Hard Rock 2, Fremont 2, and kind of just make sure that they're ready. Or because I don't see Poland really attacking anything else. I'm curious what you think about that, though.
I don't really know. I can't really comment much, I think, at this juncture. I think moving forward, right, I think this is a pretty good point for both teams to really recuperate. I want to sort of outline what the British are probably thinking in this position. I mean, you just came out of winning your own pick, and rather decisively, in fact. So you really just want to regain your bearings, sort of predict what the Polish are going to go for. And I mean, as you mentioned before, right, the Hidden 1 is definitely an option for them to go into. I do think that the UK are very, very, very strong on that map as well. They can definitely put up a good fight. But then again, what you want if you're supporting the Polish side is to just end it right here and right now. So that said, we can really just wait and see for what Poland is gonna go for moving forward.
We do in fact see a meow in the chat from Ghost. I agree.
Thanks, man.
Yes, thank you, Ghost. Very, very, very wonderful input. But we do see Hidden 1 as the pick.
The 2 a.m. commentary is not it, Sisyphus. The 2 a.m. commentary is not it.
Dude, 2 a.m. commentary is like the best commentary. What do you mean? Anyway,
holy crap,
we
bro,
do see Hidden 1 as Poland's final pick here. Absolutely not a surprise. You have Kenti, you have Ulki, you have Itness, like this. You have this really good hidden roster. In general, you have hidden mains. So, also, I love this song so much.
I don't.
What? Dude, oh my god. Dude,
I remember,
dude,
I
I'm
remember
jamming,
doing
I'm jamming.
I was doing the quality assessment for this map really early on when Lighten first presented it to us, which is, by the way, this is a custom song by a custom map
Oh,
by
yeah.
Lighten. I was doing the early QA for this, and I went to Wheels, and I was like, and I went to Lighten, and I was like, dude, this map is fucked up, and they were like, no, it fucking isn't. You're just dog shit, and then I cried. So yeah, I definitely think this is gonna be. I think me personally, this is one of the hardest maps in the pool, just off the fact that it's a very, very snappy map and very uncomfortable to play. And when you tag along the hidden and whatnot, and it really compounds into a very difficult map to be consistent on. But then again, just some insider information because my wife Perry does have an FC on it, so I would say that it is definitely a pick that can swing either way. But it really depends on, you know, the nerves of these players and, well, how bad the UK wants it.
Yes. And from the UK, we see FMB, Bigfoot, Perry, and Dragon.
Gammy just leaked the UK scores. Oh, god damn it, I can't believe I leaked the UK scores as they were going into
Dude,
the map. My bad, gangster.
Dude, I've talked about the UK team sheet like twice already. Anyway.
Yeah,
Anyway.
alright, it looks like UK has 500k on tiebreaker. It's great to hear. Anyways,
Yes.
jokes aside, we're good jumping straight into the action. Kasabi and Okui-chan alongside Perry, Kurila, and Bigfoot gonna be the first few to miss on both sides. Still 2 FCs to 2, however.
Yes, FMB and Dragonfire, the 2 FCs. Never mind, make that just Dragonfire. There's also Kutuba in the potential to really carry this pick here, especially as this map is fairly short, just over 2 minutes in drain time. And this does leave Kutuba in this with the ability to carry this as Dragonfire just kind of miss. And alongside FMB and Perry, this leaves Bigfoot
boy.
as the limited combo for the side of the UK, and this is still 100 combo, and not really. That's just no combo from the UK. Down goes Bigfoot as well. It just leaves everyone in Poland with pretty solid recovery alongside the double FC from Kutuba, and in this always fairly decent accuracy. The only one struggling with is Olkey's with 86, but you still have an insane combo gap, and this is still 500k to the favor of the Poles, and this is going to be Poland. I think this is cemented here. This is still 700k and climbing, and that will in fact be Poland taking Hidden One, taking the match, and guaranteeing a top two position. We see Kasabi finding miss alongside Dragon. That's not really gonna matter though. That is still Poland taking the match. Poland taking winner's side grands, and Poland now have to lose twice in a row next weekend. If either the UK or I believe or the winner of Ukraine Belarus.
That's right.
Which-
I really think this match could have swung either way, but the real kicker I think for the
Hard luck
UK
one.
in this matchup was it was definitely, you know, some just ignoring the off picks of Hara 1 here and there. It was really just, you know, perhaps a underestimation of the Polish roster on a bunch of different maps, because mind you, Poland in this tournament, I mean, at least from the predictions, was the predicted #1 team, but I think with the lower seed, the lower seed from Poland, as well as, you know, some hiccups here and there against the Russian team, really a lot of the weaknesses and strengths of Poland was sort of blurred out. And you know, I definitely think that the UK either overestimated themselves or underestimated Poland, and I think that's definitely, I think, more likely being the latter going into this matchup. But that said, going into the next round, I mean, if UK is going to be the one that triumphs over, you know, the winner of Ukraine versus Belarus, and, you know, moves forward to face Poland once again, I think they will be much more well equipped to deal with that kind of matchup, coming into you know, the rematch with a lot of experience and a lot of hindsight from this match. So yeah, with that, I am very excited to see how the UK perform moving forward. I think the matchup that we're gonna be seeing,
They're going against Ukraine.
we're gonna be seeing, in grand finals will
yeah.
be equally as exciting as this one. So yeah, just waiting for maybe a rematch. Maybe we see someone else face up against Poland, but I mean, not to detract at all from the dominance that Poland showed in this match. I definitely think they went above and beyond on a whole host of maps. Not just, you know, the Hard Rock ones, not just their own picks, but on all of the opponents' picks. I mean, they just seem to be incredibly scary, incredibly dominant across the board. And really, you can't blame any country for losing against Poland because they have
Yes,
6
not at all.
WC, 3 second place podium players on their team. So yeah, definitely a incredibly scary team. But yeah,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that,
this
ladies and
close
gentlemen,
one.
Sisyphus, do you have any last words to add to the commentary?
Nothing at all. Nothing at all.
Alright then, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming down to watch this 6EC25 match. My name has been Gaming Crayola. Huge shout outs to Sisyphus for being my lovely co-cast for this match, as well as everybody involved with this match as well. Huge shout outs to Frown for being our lovely streamer. And of course, do stay tuned for the whole bevy of matches that we have coming up next week. The Grand Finals Pool Showcase I'm very excited to see the players' reactions to it. It is something to marvel at. But yeah, do stay tuned for Poland to play, of course, their Grand Finals match for the first place, as well as the winner of the Ukraine versus Belarus match to face off against UK in the lowest side Grand Finals. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, my name has been Gaming Crayola. His name was Sisyphus, and we will see you in the next stream. This was 6EC, and we will be signing out. Goodbye.